Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, I'm going to give you 10 great citrus fragrances for the summer of 2023. With this video here, it's a combination of both niche and designer. But when it comes to the designers, they're going to be a little bit more expensive. But I do have two cheapies in this list for someone who just wants to save a few bucks. First one is going to be Maison Martin Margiela Under the Lemon Tree, or Under the Lemon Trees. The trees. Now this just has a very authentic lemon note. It's fantastic. It's such a wonderful fragrance that's very uplifting. It's bright, it's effervescent, it's zesty. The lemon itself is a little tart and sour, but I love it. It comes across as very natural. This is designer, but it's like a high level designer because the quality is there. Let's once again, just one more spray. Oh, just super bright, authentic lemon. There is cedar, there's tea, there's mate, there's musk, and there's also some petitgrain. This is like a green citrusy type of scent, right? So it's mainly citruses with some green notes, and then like some green notes of that, like that tea and maybe the mate, but the base is like a woody muskiness to it. It is unisex, so I do think that both genders can wear this. But this is like an elegant type of citrus. This is not like a laid back, feel good type of citrus. You could wear this casually, no problem. You can wear it like this, a white t-shirt and jeans, but you could also wear this with a suit and tie. It's, again, it's a classy type of citrus. So if you are getting married this summertime, this is a great scent for like your special day. It's very well blended. Longevity is gonna be about 6 hours at the most. Fragrance number 2, if you're looking for a very authentic grapefruit note, this fragrance here is fantastic. It's so well blended and smooth. And this was actually introduced to me from Robes Await, Mark. And that's gonna be Guerlain Aqua Allegoria Pampelune, or Guerlain. So you know what, a lot of people make fun of my pronunciation. It doesn't bother me. It truly does not, but okay, they think it's like a little pretentious, or I'm trying hard, or that I'm just not saying the word Guerlain. So it's actually Guerlain, which is like the Parisian French, like the proper French, but we just made it our own. Think of Australian English and British English. It's the same thing for us, right? But this is actually really, really good. Now, it is marketed as a feminine fragrance, but guys, you could wear this if you are very comfortable in your skin. It's not a very feminine fragrance. I truly think that this could be a unisex fragrance, but a super authentic grapefruit, some cassia. The cassia does make this like a green citrus scent, very much kind of like this one here, but you're also gonna get like patchouli, petitgrain. This is also another formal or elegant citrus. Both genders can wear this, no problem. Even though that it's marketed as a woman's scent, guys, if you're like the modern day gentleman, you're just a gentleman, right? You generally dress up like stylishly, your manners are on point, your grooming, everything. This is a fragrance that you could pull off quite easily. Now, if you are like your Brock Lesnar type of masculinity, like super badass, very manly, you know, someone who likes to fish, hunt, who doesn't really care for like fashion and like keeping yourself together, then this is a fragrance that is not going to be for you. But this will go very well with a sense of style, and longevity is going to be about 5 to 6 hours. Fragrance number 3, let's go with a niche brand, and that's going to be Acqua di Parma's Acqua di Capri. This is just a citrus bomb with caramel, a little musk, and some cardamom. Now the cardamom does warm it up, the caramel does sweeten it up just a little bit, but if you're not really looking for the caramel, you're not gonna find it. It's just gonna go completely over your head. But there's something like 4 or 5 different citruses in this. It's well blended. For the first 2 fragrances, I did state that they are elegant type of citruses. This one I would say is more casual than anything. It's just a feel-good type of scent, but you can wear this with a suit and tie if you choose to, but it's more to work, all right? I would not really say that this is a wedding fragrance. You know, just not even like a semi-formal scent. The other 2, yes. This one, not so much. But if you have something like this, or a white t-shirt, you could pull this one off no problem. And this is also a unisex scent. Longevity, about 5 hours. Fragrance number 4, let's go with a more inexpensive one for a change. That's going to be Barbados Artisan. Now this is actually quite nice. The citrus in this is not your most common citrus, as it's going to be clementine and tangerine. Generally when it comes to citrus fragrances, the most common ones are going to be lemon, bergamot, which is the most common note in all of perfumery, but grapefruit as well. You know, just you don't really generally think of tangerine and clementine, but this is actually quite nice. Very citrusy in the opening, and those citruses do maintain, but the white florals do come in to kind of like femme it up just a little bit, just like smooth it out just a bit. But there is some time to add a little bit of an herbal touch to it, some ginger to energize it, and the ginger in this is quite nice. It does add a little bit of a warm, spicy nuance, but the ginger, the citrus, and that little herbaceousness with the white florals is a nice combination. It's a feel-good fragrance. It's casual, but you can wear it to work without question. And the base is going to be like a woody muskiness, you know, like, kind of like your typical base, but it's a clean musk, very nice. It's refreshing, it's aromatic. This, once again, is a feel-good fragrance. Now, I do find that the white florals in this does make this a unisex scent, even though that it's marketed towards the men out there. And this is not a very expensive scent. You can get this for about 40 to 50 bucks at the most Canadian. So when you convert that, that's like about $35 to $40 USD. Longevity, that's the problem though. This ranges anywhere from 3 to 5 hours. Fragrance number 5, let's go back to a more expensive one. Now, some people will say that this is a niche. I did at one time, but in actuality, it's more of a designer. It's a very high level designer. And that's going to be Tom Ford Mandarino di Amalfi Aqua. And I had to look at the name because I always get it wrong because it's a long ass name. But this is incredibly smooth. It smells natural. It smells fantastic. This is a more like, it's very citrusy, but it's also very like soapy, clean. It's fresh, and there's also some white florals to this one here. Now this does have jasmine, it's got neroli, different citruses, orange blossom, it's got like basil and tarragon to add a little bit of a green herbal undertone to it, but overall, just clean, soapy, citrusy, a little green, a little herbal, with some white florals, and just fantastic. This fragrance is very much like this. It's casual. This for me is like, you know, you're just sitting on the patio with your buddies and you're just having like a beer or just having a meal. It's just laid back, relaxing, feel good. If you're looking to just like have your stress melt away, this is a great scent to aid you, to help you in that. There are, however, 2 issues with this one here. Performance, it's like 3 to 5 hours at the most, and that price tag. So, Tom Ford. You know, you are spending for the quality. There is quality to this, but at the same time, there's kind of not, because they just don't last, and they keep upping up the price tag. The second half of this video, these will pretty much all be designers except for one. Some people say it's designer just because it's, you know, it's mass appealing and they've been bought up by another company. I don't know, but I consider them niche. But fragrance number 6, you are gonna spend a little bit more money because this is discontinued. I have seen it very recently on FragranceNet for about like 80, 90 bucks Canadian, which in my opinion, it's decent, but the performance is not there. But if you're looking for an elegant citrus, then you're gonna love Givenchy Gentleman Cologne. This stuff is just fantastic. Now, when it comes to the Gentleman line, a lot of them contain iris. Not all of them, but the majority of them do. This is no exception. Like, the iris in this is waxy, and it does add that powdery nuance. But you are gonna get bergamot, and I believe there's like clementine, which is of course a different citrus. This one here. There's musk, there's vetiver, and there's gonna be that rosemary. The rosemary does add a little bit of an herbal touch, but for the most part, it's just citruses, iris, with like a slight woodiness, but musk. This is a pretty musky scent, and the musk in this, very clean. It adds a little bit more freshness to it, and it does add a little bit more of like an aromatic component in my opinion, but just fantastic. This is very different than a lot of their other gentleman fragrances because they tend to focus more on like colder seasons. This is summertime. This is perfect as a wedding fragrance in my opinion, because this one here, and I would say these two are extremely like formal, with the niche one that's coming up in this video as well. That's gonna be like the last niche. Just that iris component does add something a little bit different than some of the other citrus fragrances in this. If you love citrus, but with iris, and you haven't smelled this one, and you're looking to pick this one up, I don't recommend blind buying like pretty much ever, but you might have to for this one here. And if you do, I'm pretty certain that you're not going to be disappointed. This one here is like one of my favorite Givenchys, like top 5 easily. Performance, not the best though. You're going to get about 5 hours. Fragrance number 7, let's go with a cheapy one, because most of these have been definitely more upscale, but Calvin Klein CK1 Summer Days launched in 2022. This is actually quite nice. You know, you're gonna get a nice kumquat. So the kumquat is citrusy, it's juicy. You're gonna get musk, tea, mint, and I believe that there's some vetiver. Like there's a little bit of like a woodiness towards the base. It's not overly woody, but it is there. This is pretty much like a green citrus scent. Like, you know, the tea and the mint, just add that greenery to it. But the kumquat in this is bright, it's juicy, it's effervescent. It really just adds that pep to your step. It's a phenomenal scent. I don't really care for the CK1 summer releases that they do every single year, but this one here is just absolutely mwah. And for under 30 bucks, can't complain. Performance, that's where you can. You're gonna get about 3 to 4 hours. Fragrance number 8, this is gonna be a niche one, but it's an affordable niche. And that's gonna be Acqua di Parma's Colonia Intensa. I just unboxed this one. I just got it. Well, really I got it about a month ago, but I just unboxed it today. So, you know, right there. This is the 4th spray, because this is the 2nd take that I'm doing for this one here. But if you like classical scents, a little bit vintage, this is one that you're really gonna like. All right, now you're gonna get bergamot. There's like some lemon or some grapefruit. There's myrtle. The myrtle does add a little bit of a floral touch. There's neroli. There's ginger and cardamom to add a little bit of a warm spice nuance. There's patchouli and musk. This is a citrus scent with some green tones, with some greenery to it. A little bit of warm spices. I do find that with the ginger, it energizes it just a little bit. Not like how ginger does with other fragrances, but it just adds a little bit of kick to it. And the base is going to be like a woody patchouli with that musk. Classical, vintage, but modern. I did state these two here and this one here are elegant citruses. So is this one. But this is gonna be for like the old school type of gentleman. The more mature gentleman out there. So I'm thinking like 30 and up, maybe even 40 and up. But if you're in your early 20s and you like it, by all means, wear it. It just means like you're more ahead in life, you're more mature, like you're an old soul. But this will go very well with a suit and tie, a tuxedo during the daytime, not nighttime. But it'll go very well with something like this, or a nice button up with a nice pair of dressy shorts and a nice pair of loafers, and mwah, you are set. Longevity, 5 to 6 hours. Fragrance number 9 is a designer, but it's gonna be from a designer exclusive line. However, it's actually quite affordable, about 100 bucks. It's gonna be Dunhill's Amalfi Citrus. If you have smelled Tom Ford Neroli Portofino, you already have an idea as to what this one smells like. With Tom Ford's Neroli Portofino, it has that neroli. That neroli does add that clean, soapy touch. It's in here. There's like 5 different citruses. So you're gonna get like lemon, grapefruit, bergamot. The other two, I'm not exactly sure. You might get some citron, some yuzu, but for me it's just a citrus bomb with neroli, some green tea to kind of like green it up a little bit, some jasmine, so like a white floral, there is that jasmine in this, with vetiver and musk. This is marketed towards the guys. You know, Dunhill just caters towards the men out there. But ladies, you could wear this, no problem whatsoever, right? Now I did state that it does have that Tom Ford and Neroli Portofino vibe. It does. It's not like a 100% representation of it, but I find that if like Tom Ford and Neroli Portofino like hooked up with like Barbados Artisan Pure, like the white bottle, this is what they would produce pretty much. All right. For me, there is a little bit of like a classiness to it, but in actuality, you know, it's more like this. You know, you could wear this with a suit and tie to work, but for me, this might do better just dressed casually, but like a sense of style. You know, you could wear this with a white t-shirt and jeans, but just don't be bummy. Just dress it up a little bit and like you're good to go. Longevity is gonna be about 6 hours. All right, so 30 minutes and the thing stopped and I'm struggling to get through the whole video. So I'm not looking forward to the editing. So y'all better like this video, okay? But fragrance number 10. This one, and as I was trying to talk about it, that's when the camera shut off, originally did not make the cut. But as I was getting my fragrances ready for the video, I'm like, this has to make the video. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Forever. If you like tart grapefruit, like this one here, you are going to love this one here. This is more formal, more elegant than this one here, as this one is just more casual. This is more of a feel-good type of fragrance, right? But the grapefruit in this, for a designer, like Dolce & Gabbana type of designer, you know, it's a good brand, but I just find that they don't produce like super authentic scents, like notes. This is just very, very authentic. It's very realistic. It's tart, it's sour, like this one here, but I just find it's more like riney. Like when you peel a grapefruit or when you tear it open and you put your nose to it, that's what this one is. There's ozonic notes that add a little bit of a ozonic feel. You're gonna get violet leaves that adds that aromatic touch, but the base is like patchouli, vetiver, and I believe musk. I do get a bit of a muskiness during the dry down, so I'm sure some of that musk is me, but there is like a little bit of a woody nuance towards the base. That would be the backbone of this scent. This smells fantastic. This fragrance here is either a love or a hate. Generally, it's not like in between. Because if you don't like really riney, tart, bitter grapefruit, this is one you are definitely, most certainly not gonna like. But for me, it smells absolutely divine. It's fantastic. It reminds me of my mother. Like both of these fragrances here bring back scent memories of my mom, because when I was a kid, my mom used to eat grapefruit for breakfast. I don't know how she did that, because I personally, I just don't like grapefruit even to this day. Didn't like the smell, but I most certainly do now. These two fragrances really do remind me of my childhood. This is fantastic for when you're on vacation or when you just want to relax. You could wear this like this with a white t-shirt, and if you want to wear this with a tank top and just like basketball shorts, you most certainly can. If you want to wear this to the beach, I would say that these are the two biggest, including these ones here. These are the biggest beach scents in this video, but I would say mostly these two here. Longevity, not bad for a citrus scent, 6 to 7 hours. And guys, that's it. That is 10 great citrus fragrances for the summer of 2023. I was not planning on doing this very video, but hopefully that you guys liked it. I'm not looking forward to the editing. I struggled, my mouth is dry. Look how much Gatorade I drank. This is from just the start of this very video. It's also warm in here because the AC don't work and I have to have the door closed because damn dog next door. Any reviews that I've done on these fragrances, they will all be down in the description box below. And because that this is a summer list, why don't you check out right here. And if you like this video, please give this a thumbs up because of all the work. Leave me one of these, please. Thank you for your time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.